first of all, congratulations, Premier League Manager of the Month. How proud are you of that, given that you've actually only been eligible to win it for 3 months?
Yeah, proud. I appreciate it. And really nice of all to win as a manager, obviously, and particularly against the good, very good competition you always go up against. You know, I respect the other managers, all the other managers, to be fair, in the Premier League, because I know what job they do now. Now I'm here, so I appreciate that, and I think also a really good time to thank the people at this club that help me daily. You know, it's a Manager of the Month award, and I take the picture, but there are people behind the scenes, particularly my close staff, that put in the hours that we do, and the players, because they go out and perform. So thanks to them as a collective, and moving on.
Those players in midweek, it was some comeback, 4-1 down to 4-all is a big positive. Negative is that at one point you thought you'd won 5-4. How do you get those players to focus on the positives rather than the negatives?
I don't think there are too many negatives from our point of view. Of course, you concede 4. You're disappointed, particularly with the nature. Some were freakish, some were on us, and goals that we can definitely work on not conceding. We don't like that. But against a team with the level of Ajax, to feel the strength in the team, the resilience and the quality to come back, draw the game from 4-1 down is not easy against anyone, let alone top opposition. And I think we should take a lot of positives out of it as a club, because the fans are fantastic as well. And if we can create a similar atmosphere to what we got in the second half against Ajax, starts with us, starts with the players playing with the passion that they did, then it can really help.
And in terms of injuries, Mason Mount and Ross Barkley are in the England squad. Are they ready for you tomorrow?
Well, Ross has got an ongoing issue, so he's not in the squad tomorrow. So it's a conversation that I'll have with Gareth or Steve, with Ross and everyone, to see how it pans out for him over the next 10 days. So I'm not sure on that one. He won't be in our squad. And with Mason, he's in the squad. We're giving him another 24 hours, and we'll make a call on that one in the morning.
They are 2 of 5 players in the England squad for you. How good is that for you as a former England player, now a Premier League manager, 5 of your players in that squad? Yeah,
I'm delighted. Particularly because, you know, it's new, so new call-ups, pretty much new for Tammy, this one. I know he's been there before, but for Kayo, a new call-up this year. Callum coming back in, having been injured for a long time. Mason. So I think those young boys, Ross, we know has been there, but I'm pleased that their form and their dedication has got them those call-ups. I know they're proud. I'm proud as a manager to have them in the England squad. I'm proud of all the players that go away with international teams, but to see young lads getting their first steps into the team is obviously great.
You're 4th in the table at the moment, 6 points clear of Arsenal, who are 5th, 2 points behind Manchester City 2nd, 8 behind Liverpool at the top. Are you looking down to make sure you stay in the top 4, or looking up to try to chase Liverpool, especially given that they've got such a tough game on Sunday?
We're looking in the mirror at ourselves, because up or down, I think, are things you can't always control. What will be with those teams, and they have their problems or their strong points or whatever. What we have to do is look at ourselves week in, week out. Look at Crystal Palace tomorrow, go away everybody for international or a little break or whatever we have, and then we come back and we play Manchester City. So every week brings a challenge of a game. At the moment, we're pretty happy with what we've done, but I think we can always get a lot better. So that's the only way. I don't think we should look too much anywhere else rather than within.
Last one, Tom, please.
Yeah, no problem. Going into the international break, how important is it to get a positive result, because you've either got 2 weeks to kind of enjoy it, or 2 weeks to think, got to wait 2 weeks to actually put it right? Yeah,
I've had both those emotions already this year. So we drew against Sheffield United, but we dropped a 2-goal lead. So and then obviously we won against Southampton going into the last one. So no, I get that completely, and I think as a manager, well, I certainly do. I take it very firmly when we have the negatives and maybe the positives too. So yeah, we all have to think that way. It's been a positive month, hence the award that I got personally. Hence the team has moved up the table and looking in a good position. But in football, we know that things can change very quickly. And going into a break, of course, we want to get the right result. But we have to respect every game in the Premier League, and we have to respect Crystal Palace, who are not far from being up and around us, with some really good form and performances this year. So by no means is it going to be an easy one for us.
Liam.
Frank, wanted to ask about N'Golo Kante. When he arrived at Chelsea, he was kind of known as a destructive midfielder, but he's come on a lot with the ball in the last 3 years. What do you think he has to offer you, that side of his game?
I think there's somewhat of a... Well, in my idea, the idea of N'Golo Kante, when people talk about it very casually, is the best defensive midfield player in the world. I don't think that's the full story. And that's not me criticising him. I'm actually the opposite. I think there's much more to his game than that. So I don't even think at Leicester it was right to completely bracket him in that way. They had a particular way of playing. He suited it. He had energy. He could get around everywhere. So a defensive midfield player, in my mind, is someone who sits in front of the back four or back three. I think he's got much more than that. So I think he's shown all of those assets over the last 4 years for whoever he's played, Leicester, Chelsea, France, and can give you more. So that's what we'll hopefully be getting now he's fit again.
With Jorginho suspended this weekend, do you think N'Golo is capable of doing a similar sort of job, setting the tempo?
It depends how we set up as a team. I think they have different qualities. I think it's quite clear to see. But we'll set up the midfield to. It's not just a like for like in terms of those two. I think we have other players, and it will be how we set up as a unit rather than the individual replacement.
Okay, last question, Nizar.
Hi Frank. Tony went to see a specialist. I just hope to get a description of what happened around that.
He had an operation, and he's going to be out probably around 3 weeks, hopefully. And then we'll have to see whether match fitness comes in then, because it's a long time Tony's been out now. But it was, I think it was nice to get something definitive about it. We've been trying to find a solution. Tony's been having some issues. It's not easy for a player in that position. So hopefully we are at that case now, and in 3 weeks' time, hopefully we're in a lot better place.
You think you've done well to cope without him for so long?
Right, you're going to do well to cope without quality players, and we've not had N'Golo for a big part of the season. Ruben Loftus-Cheek we've not had. Tony, of course, we've not had. So that's one of the nice stories, I suppose, in terms of the rest of the squad. But we'll gladly take them all back.
But I just asked about Ruben while you mentioned him. How's this recovery going?
It's a long road, and it's a difficult one for Ruben because he's obviously keen. We all want him back. We know the quality, but it's going to be a while. So I feel for him because people ask probably, and the thing to say will be, I'm really pushing on. It might be next week, it might be next month. I don't think that's quite the case. I think we need to let Ruben get on with it. We're all supporting him here, and there's no immediate news.
Okay, very final question, the back right, BBC.
Hello, thanks. Sorry.
Hi.
The Manager of the Month award, I'm just wondering if it kind of confirms to you that you're doing a good job, and if you're worried that it's a curse.
It doesn't confirm to me that I'm doing a good job, albeit it's a nice award to get on an individual basis. But as I say, it certainly is an award that relates to much more than that for what the club's doing and people working behind the scenes. So I appreciate it and receive it on for, I think, not just myself. In terms of the curse, I've heard it. I know of it. I am relatively superstitious, and I always was as a player, and I've carried it into my management. So hopefully the players can go out and prove the curse wrong tomorrow, because we want to keep our momentum.